and welcome to 2019. I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas and New Year and ready to get 2019 on the go. Happy New Year. I've been in for 5 minutes and received copious amounts of abuse from one in the office and one there. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, welcome to 2019. This morning I started my new diet, if you will. I have to fit into a custom kilt number, and I don't want to be weighing 90 odd kilograms. That I was this morning, which is quite heavy. Either way, this morning I did have, or wait till later in the day, or late as I could, which was about 10 AM for my first meal, which was a protein shake, which is one of those for goodness protein shakes. They're like 140 odd calories, 20 odd grams of protein. Tesco's protein bar, which is the most rated protein bar that I have, and then an apple, and that was it. And now I'm going to see a client and train shortly. Liar. Ha! Where is he? There he is. Nothing useful to say, as always. $16.8. Pre-workout time. Johnny did film me on that in body scan thing. I think that wasn't my details as such, but it gives me a starting point, another measurement tool to be able to see where I'm going, how I'm doing things, and then just see how it goes. But feeling a little bit hungry. It's gone just sort of midday, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm just being a moaning Nancy or Margaret or whatever you call it. Either way, it is training time. All over body session, just because it's again back into the gym, back into the new year, not just diving straight into the deep end. Let's do it. Okay. Yes. 1, 2, testing. Welcome to the next series or episodes of moving on from the massing season. We're now in the cutting season. It is January the 2nd, so this is where everybody gets very excited about new diets and new things and new you. Which I don't actually see a bad thing in that necessarily. You know, adopting healthier habits like eating more vegetables, trying to eat oily fish 2 to 3 times a week, exercising at least 30 minutes a day 5 times a week, or slightly less but more time, weight training, getting a gym membership, doing these kind of things. And that's important. That's a really good thing to do, and you should try and do it. But for me, it's not necessarily that. I do already enjoy lots of vegetables. I probably could eat more fish, and I'd certainly like to go to the gym. My main goal is to look good for my wedding, and that wedding is in March, and I'm also getting a tailored kilt. So I want to make sure that I've dropped a few kilos before then, and then I'll kind of hold it and maintain it up until the wedding. So that's what this is about. I have 4 weeks, roughly, to drop probably between 4 to 5 kilograms. Now, if you have followed the previous vlogs from 2016, when I did the prep series, you know that I did a sort of 6-month bodybuilding prep and diet, and I wanted to get as lean as I physically could. I wanted to look inside out is essentially how lean I wanted to get. This time around, it's actually just about to drop some extra fluff, resensitize myself a little bit because I've just been basically eating a surplus for the best part of last year, and get into better shape for the custom suit, or it's basically the kilt itself is fine. It's just the jacket that I want to look really nice. So trim down a little bit for the jacket and sit around that 85 kilogram mark, which I'd be really happy with. But effectively, I wanted to use this opportunity to try a different approach to dieting than I have previously on these vlogs. I do get a little bit annoyed with people who bang on the internet about sustainable diets. Sustainable this, sustainable that, your diet has to be sustainable. If it's not, you're not gonna follow it for the rest of your life, etc., etc. But a diet is inherently a short-term thing anyway. You're not going to be in a deficit forever, you'll probably die. So with that, it's more to do with sustainable habits. You know, like I said, are you consuming 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day? Are you exercising on a very regular basis? Are you maintaining a healthy body weight? And yes, I'll mention BMI. If you are overweight or a 30 plus BMI, that's probably not a good thing, and you probably should be a little bit lighter. But to suggest that you have to do or follow a diet that's sustainable to get there, I don't agree with. So with that, I do want to try and approach it a little bit more extreme than usual. So it's not a case of me necessarily getting rid of carbs. I'm not going down a keto route. I'm certainly not going to become a vegan. No, that's a bad thing, but it's just not for me. What I am going to try and do is facilitate the biggest caloric deficit or the biggest cut in calories that I can put up with, alongside supporting my training, supporting enough protein to make sure that I maintain as much muscle mass as possible. And that's it. I'll adopt some approaches like I'll do some fasting in the morning, for example, to make sure that my meals are a bit larger and I feel a bit fuller. I will maintain as much protein within the diet to keep the muscles that I have. I'll make sure that the amount of macros that I have is really about total calories and total protein, not so much about fat and carbs. However, I am likely to prioritize carbs just because that's going to support my training, which inherently is going to support the retention of muscle mass. And I want to get in and out as quickly as possible. I may once a week have a refeed just to sort of help with the psychological burden that is dieting on lower calories, but it just means I'm going to be eating less, a lot less than normal, about 40% deficit compared to before, which is about 10% usually. So things are going to be a bit trickier, or I'm expecting them to be, and I hope they're not. This is day 1 and I already pulled out the 10 calorie jellies because I was feeling a bit peckish, but I should be doing okay. This week's training, like I kind of discussed before, is also a bit more of an intro week, so I'm just kind of moving myself back into training. Specifically the program that I'll be following, which I'll go over in subsequent vlogs for you. But there is a slight change from the bodybuilding stuff I was doing before because of the adjustment in calories. But again, I hope these vlogs are part of the education around that kind of thing. And that's kind of it today. That's the vlog, that's the intro vlog. Next week on Tuesday at 5:30, I'll be releasing the first full episode of the cutting season. If you have questions or queries about this, first of all, follow me on Instagram at Gordon Greenhorn. I do stories, and I am planning on doing stories certainly all the way through of January, so you'll be able to see little things like mini behind the scenes of these vlogs. I also suggest you follow me on MyFitnessPal, which is at Body Prep. That will be where I'll track all my calories and things. You can see the kind of foods that I'll be eating. But equally, if you have questions or queries, these really help my vlogs, they really help my creative side of things, and they help me create content for you. Not just about me sitting here talking to the camera, it helps me make new things for you. So with that, do check some comments in this, do ask some questions in the comment section below. Like the video if you're enjoying it, and I look forward to our first full episode of the cutting season on Tuesday at 5:30. See you then. I think I'm gonna eat now. I'm quite peckish, but if I don't wake up later tomorrow, I might just be really upset and not eat any of the celebrations that are sitting in the cupboard asking for my name. Peace.